Right now on ABC 10 News at 4 o'clock, we are tracking the aftermath of the boat that overturned off the Point Loma coast, killing 3 people. We speak with a witness who saw the boat break apart in front of his eyes. Plus, an in-depth look at what families should know before teenagers become eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. And positively, San Diego young competitors join forces to make a global impact.
ABC 10 News at 4 starts now.
It was fright, it was confusion. At a certain point, it was tear-jerking.
An investigation is now underway into what led to a boat crash yesterday that left 3 people dead and dozens of others stranded in the water. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hunt. ABC 10 News reporter Leah Pizzetti is joining us now live from Cabrillo National Monument, from where that crash took place with what we know so far. You've been on since the beginning. Leah?
Kimberly, it all happened here off the coast of Point Loma. The Coast Guard says they spent all night searching for any other potential survivors. That search has now been called off. But if you look below me, you see that rocky coast down there. That's where a boat collided with those rocks, that shore. That boat was destroyed in just moments, leaving 3 people dead and an investigation now underway.
Like that, there were pieces of debris everywhere.
Michael Jacobson captured video from the shore of Cabrillo National Monument in Point Loma, showing a boat tipping over along the coast. Then, in a matter of minutes, it's destroyed.
It was a mix of emotions, not knowing what to do, feeling totally unequipped to do something, feeling completely emotional watching this happen to these people, and being dumbstruck at how quickly this could happen.
On this boat, 32 people. 3 of them did not survive. The other 29 are now in custody, including the operator of the boat. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol say they believe this is a smuggling boat, noting the overcrowding and unsafe conditions these people were put in by the boat's operator.
They don't care about the people they're exploiting. All they care about is profit. To them, these people are just commodities.
The Mexican consulate says a majority of the survivors are from Mexico, ranging in age from 18 to 40. Border Patrol says the survivors will be processed for removal from the country, and some may be called to be witnesses if the U.S. Attorney's Office presses any charges against the boat's captain. When asked about potential charges, the U.S. Attorney's Office released a statement saying, quote, "We are working closely with our law enforcement partners as they conduct the investigation, and we are carefully reviewing the matter. We cannot comment further on an ongoing investigation."
Now, when this crash happened, people were on the beach here enjoying their Sunday morning. We've heard many stories of heroism. Navy servicemen who just happened to be on the beach, they jumped in the water to help pull people out. Also, coming up at 5, I'm speaking to a lifeguard who was one of the first responders on scene. He credits his intense training with knowing what to do in such an intense situation. Reporting live from Cabrillo National Monument, Leah Pizzetti, ABC 10 News.
Yeah, heroism at a horrific time, though. Thank you so much, Leah. And we take a look at this chart. It shows the number of maritime events, arrests, and vessels seized in the San Diego area. This information is from the U.S. Border Patrol between fiscal years 2010 and 2021. The number of arrests, which is the yellow line, dramatically spiked over the last 3 years. The blue line shows maritime events, which were at the highest number last year. That's 309. This year, there were already 156 maritime events, 909 arrests, and 76 vessels seized. You can keep track of this developing story with our ABC 10 News mobile app. It is free in the App Store, and we'll have continued coverage on ABC 10 News at 5 o'clock. A cyber attack is still causing major disruptions for patients and staff across the Scripps health system. Many appointments scheduled for today and the next few days are being canceled. As ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco tells us, there's no sign of when things will be back online.
This is the message that pops up when patients try to log into the Scripps portal. It's a message that hundreds of thousands of patients across the entire Scripps health system are getting after a cyber attack shut down their electronic network Saturday night.
Family, maybe we're all in Scripps, so different people are affected in different ways.
That impact is widespread. Monday afternoon, Scripps was still struggling to get things back online. Hospitals, ERs, urgent cares, and Health Express locations are open for patient care, but many patients and procedures are being rescheduled. A spokesman says their technical teams and vendor partners are working tirelessly to resolve issues related to the cyber attack. Frankie Gonzalez is a Scripps patient, but he also runs a cybersecurity company.
Whoever did this is well funded and knows what they're doing. It's not a one person. This is a group.
10 News has learned the attack also impacted their trauma units. Some heart attack and stroke patients had to be diverted to other hospitals Sunday. UC San Diego was one of them.
And so when they went on bypass, that meant that emergency vehicles would divert to the next nearest hospital, and that would be Hillcrest.
Scripps hasn't said whether sensitive patient information has been compromised. Gonzalez says he isn't worried.
These portals are great. They work very well. They're efficient. They are very secure. They really are. You just need to take care of yourself. Use different passwords. Use strong passwords. When you can, use two-factor authentication. That's huge.
Scripps says it's reaching out to patients who need appointments rescheduled. Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
Patients who have appointments scheduled in the next several days and are unsure about their status should call 1-800-SCRIPPS for more information. And today, the president formally raised the cap on refugee admissions to 62,500. This comes after Biden faced bipartisan criticism in April for keeping the Trump administration's 15,000 person limit. Biden says the increase shows the U.S. will welcome and support refugees. He added his goal for the 2022 fiscal year is to admit 125,000 refugees, but admits that will be, quote, hard to hit. And happening now, Carlsbad police are investigating a bomb threat at the Omni La Costa Resort and Spa. This is on Costa Del Mar Road. They say it comes after the property received a suspicious phone call. Military personnel just arrived on scene, and we are working to gather more information. We'll bring you those updates throughout the evening.
Vaccination rates and virus cases are slowing down. Over the last week, about 2.5 million people were getting vaccines a day. That's down from mid-April when it was almost 3.5 million per day. About 2 in 5 U.S. adults are fully vaccinated. COVID cases have also dropped to rates where they were before the holidays last year. Infectious disease experts say now is the time for therapeutics to get the focus and attention that vaccines received at the start of the pandemic.
We need a pill that can keep people out of the hospital. And the time to develop that is right now, because the U.S. will continue to have outbreaks. India is in the midst of a massive outbreak, and unless we can prevent hospitalizations, healthcare systems get overwhelmed and variants get bred. And those variants, come back to cause greater devastation.
Doctors with the Infectious Diseases Society of America discussed promising COVID treatments in development. They say at first the focus was on repurposing old drugs. Now it's new drugs aimed at stopping virus replication.
There's also a drug that's working against the viral protease from Pfizer. That's looking at not the body, not the human side, but the virus protease. And so I think that has a lot of interest in that. And then there's other drugs, one from Roche, that's also being developed.
But I think as a society, we should invest in studying cheaper, easy to manufacture drugs in combination that will be effective in stemming the infection early on or even preventing the infection.
The doctors believe there doesn't need to be a magic bullet drug to stop COVID, but rather a new cocktail of antiviral treatments. Those treatments would target different parts of the virus at different stages before and after hospitalization. That could also prevent the virus from becoming treatment resistant.
We know from the recent history of medicine that when you develop a drug for one virus, it often gives you insights into how to do things for other viruses. And one thing I think we would all agree is we want to be prepared for the next pandemic ahead of time. We don't want to be dealing with pandemics when you're in the midst of them.
The doctors are cautiously optimistic we could see several promising new treatments by the end of the year.
And while COVID-19 cases and deaths are declining in the U.S., some health experts believe herd immunity could be unlikely. They say that's because of variants of the virus as well as vaccine hesitancy. More than half of U.S. adults now have at least one dose of a COVID vaccine. Health experts say life could still return to normal even without herd immunity.
If we can get the infections under at very low levels, most of us can get back to our lives in normal ways. I think we can probably live with that.
But this comes as states are loosening restrictions and the COVID crisis is worsening in other parts of the world, including India. Moderna announced it will supply up to 500 million vaccine doses to low-income countries. Here is a look at where local vaccinations stand in San Diego County. Nearly 54% of San Diegans are fully vaccinated. That's more than 1 million people. And after nearly 30 years of marriage, Bill and Melinda Gates are divorcing. The Microsoft co-founder and his wife are two of the richest people in the world, and they say they will continue to work together at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Their foundation focuses on global health and developments as well as U.S. education. The couple has 3 children together.